AI is going to replace you. Here's how to keep that from happening. Cam, are you ready to go?
Yo, you will be irreplaceable by the end of this episode. Boy!
For shizzle.
Rock that shit, DJ.
Gotcha. All right now. Yeah. All right. I think I took it back to 2000.
That's all right.
For shizzle.
That's okay.
But it's all right.
It's all right.
It's all right. So, Cam, some interesting things have been happening, right? You know, as the business, we've been experimenting and playing around with AI.
Yes.
You know what I mean? It's 2025, people. You know what I mean? It's coming. It's here. It's going to be our future.
Right. Get over it.
Or get ran over.
Or get ran the fuck over.
So like I said, AI is everywhere in 2025. But do you think it's actually making people a better content creator, or it's just faster for people?
Both. So personally, I have become a better content creator because it has helped me be like more like, hey, just get it out. Like, and that's not to say like just put out fucking shitty content, but it's like when you are an analytical person, like I am, overthinking, like analysis by paralysis is like a whole ass thing. And that's just not how content works, right? And funny enough, people, they like the more authentic type stuff, like the stuff that's not overly curated, right? And I think that's where AI helps, because it really, it can help you like, hey, just do this simple thing. Like, don't overthink it. Talk about this subject for 90 seconds based off, you know, what it knows about you, right? As far as making it faster, that depends, because that's where you really talk about quality, right? Like, I spoke to a buddy of ours who was saying that, you know, he spent 8 hours trying to make a 30-second AI video. He's a professional photographer. He puts on one of the biggest modeling conferences in California, and he's like, yeah, man, you know, I thought it was gonna be easy, and hell no. He's like, I found out I had to use like 7 different tools, and honestly, the people who have mastered it, like, is very far and few between.
I would say that. I mean, my answer to that is like you, yes and no.
Yeah.
Coming from a background like creating content before the whole AI boom kind of makes me feel a certain way.
Yeah.
Do I feel it's going to replace me? No, but I do think that it kind of takes the creativity,
It can.
the humanized creativity out of the process.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like the artsy side of my brain is just like, ugh, go away, you know?
Yeah.
But it has helped me with like script writing, storytelling.
Yeah.
So
Shot list
and stuff like that. So it does speed up the process that way for me.
Yeah.
But as an actual creative, like I still want to hold on to the reins of my creativity.
For sure.
You know what I mean?
I mean, it's not making, you know, full correction. It can. It, once again, if you're one of those few and far between creators that knows how to like really navigate it into like a space where, you know, it looks cinematic.
Right.
Now Sora just came out though, so that's a whole different thing that I'm sure we'll dive into. But like, as far as making it faster, you know, the video this morning is a perfect example, right? Like you didn't have, like I was like, oh, you looked through the video and you're like, no, it just did that automatic. That was cool because that was honestly a perfect soundbite.
I think.
And we didn't have to watch the 40 minutes of video that we recorded for like just kind of like office talk yesterday.
Right.
So in that particular case, that was honest, raw content that was made faster available because of AI.
No, I totally agree. Like anything that can kind of get me out of the chair of editing, because like I'll spend hours
Yeah.
editing in the chair.
Yeah.
I have a kind of a love-hate relationship with it.
For sure.
I mean, I love the creative process of it, but sometimes I just want to go out and you know, touch grass. You know what I mean? You know what
Hello,
I'm saying?
grass.
Hello, grass.
Hello.
Maybe hug a tree. You know what I mean? Like
Fucking tree hugger.
But like, I think AI can enhance what you're currently doing if you know what you're doing. You know what I mean? Like if I put a prompt in saying, you know, I want to create this video. I want it shot in 50 millimeters. I want the ISO to be this. And then, you know what I mean? I want the lighting to come at a 45-degree angle. Like those are some things that the common person wouldn't know, you know, with creating an AI video.
Yeah. So here's from HubSpot's 2025 marketing trends survey. They found that 55% of marketers use AI for content creation, with 51% being email newsletters, 51% text-based social posts. We all know which ones those are with the emojis, and 49% video and audio. Or sorry, maybe I have it the wrong way. And then 47%. Oh yeah, no, I have it the right way. 47% social media, 46% blog posts and long form articles, which is interesting because like you can train AI to talk like you.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is, you know, I think people get wound up on like, oh, it's like not you. And it's like, excuse me. It's almost like you own a company and you train your employee. So like you can train it to talk like you, and then, you know, it can create these blog posts or these things that you have trained it to know are important to your audience, and then all you have to do is review it.
Right.
Like, I'll be honest, I don't write no more contracts. I use AI to write every contract, and then I review it, make sure it looks good, and if it don't look good, hey, take this out, take that out, and move on.
It's funny you say that because even with script writing, like I've been doing script writing before.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like I'm still taking control of it. With my writing, I'm kind of all over the place. You know what I mean? Sometimes when you're like trying to script write and plan everything out, you're all over the place.
Yeah.
I like the fact to where like I can write my idea down, like how I want it to be shot. You know what I mean? Like what angles I want to take. So when I actually get to the actual post pre-production,
Yep.
I can follow the script of like what I need to do. What I like about it is I can just have it and say, clean this up, you know, make this sound, I would say, make this sound a little bit more professional, make this sound like, you know, put it in order, make it make sense. And it'll do that little do, and then there you have a beautiful script. It's still written by you, but it's cleaned up.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So AI can either enhance what it is that you've already been doing.
Yeah.
Or like if you don't know what the hell you're doing, it will send you on this, you know what I mean, maze of
For sure.
Because you've been doing contracts.
For sure.
So you know what contract work.
I know how they look.
So I don't want to tell people, be like, yeah, just put in this response and
you gotta know what you're looking at.
You gotta,
like you gotta proofread, right? Like
right.
And I think that's where like you don't trust AI to just do whatever it can. Like I mean it goes even down like a popular tool, Opus Clips.
Right.
You know, like a lot of people use that right now, and in the market, you know, ultimately is oversaturated with Opus Clip stuff, right? But guess what? It's convenient, it's easy, but there's like an option on there for like to add B-roll. If you don't pay attention, it'll like our editors have told us like, hey man, like Opus Clip added someone with like an upside down thumb, you know. And granted, most people aren't. It's not really gonna care. People know you're using it, right? But it's like, but you should at least know what's going on, instead of just like trusting everything that it produces.
I just think like
I've had it give me false information. Yeah. Everyone has. I mean, you know, there's all those studies that are done, right? I've had it produce links, and I'm like, I go back and I try and use the links, and I'm like, these links aren't even real.
Exactly. Like this is kind of off topic, but I used AI to find the best auto insurance.
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Net used it to plan half our trip, or actually probably 80% of our trip in Korea.
Yeah. Which is insane. You know what I mean? It really nailed down like all the ones, because like auto insurance, like they have agents
They got all
that
those
include,
different things, yeah.
and then you're paying all the fees for the agent and
Yep.
everything else. Like I was very, very specific on like, look, I don't want any agent involvement. I want to pay this amount, and it found like 5 places for me,
There you go.
and I was like,
How did the prices align? with
it
what
aligned
said?
really well. Like
Like it was like within a couple dollars.
bro, it was like $75.
Well, I'm saying like, what did chat say it was, and what did it actually cost?
It was damn near.
It was damn.
Yeah, it
All
was
right.
like, because I told him or her, I don't want to be biased. Sorry, people. PC.
No.
Trigger. I'm not getting in the weeds with you guys on that
Yeah.
one. Okay.
Don't you come for him. 'Cause
Exactly.
as he said, he will flame you, bro.
Exactly. I got the flamethrower right now. But what was great about it is I was paying like 200 and something for
I
car.
don't even pay that, and I got 2 cars,
Bro, and that's crazy. And I'm like, I have a perfect driving record.
and that includes my home record, my home insurance too.
And I'm hella older than you are.
Yeah, and you're older than me.
Yeah.
Oh.
Not hella. I mean, I'm just older than you.
You're hella older than me.
No.
I look just as old as you.
You do. Which I'll take that any day. But back to that, like AI is very useful, you know what I mean, for your day-to-day tasks. There's a few things that I definitely want to get into as far as like what we've got into, but I kind of want to put a pin in the creative side of it because that's just who I am. I'm just a creative dude. But I think you mentioned oversaturation,
Yeah.
right? And I think a lot of people are using AI as their crutch. You know what
Yeah, I would agree.
And they're just constantly doing opus clips. Oh, instead of like taking the time and be like, okay, it's cool to have. I look at those as fillers.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
those are your fillers to where like you're filling in for the.
That's like your like 30% that like, hey, I want to be consistent, and this helps me be consistent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And but I don't want it to hinder people from actually being creative.
Agreed.
You know what I mean? Learning the process of filming, editing, like just learning that process so you know exactly what to expect from it, right? And we'll get into systems because AI can help you with your systems with business. And
sure.
I'm going to let Cam talk about that. But before I let him talk about that, because you've been heavy with the systems. Like this dude
Locked in, boy.
like talk about locking in. This dude is locked in. Like he created like 20 different systems, you know what I mean, within a week. I didn't know what time, if he had time to eat, sleep, or the other thing.
I ate cold.
But I do kind of have a question. Like if over half of the marketers have already been using AI, do you think we've hit a point of no return?
No return meaning what?
Like basically can't go
back.
to the old school way of marketing.
Oh, yeah. So here's what I'll say on that, and I think we talked about this yesterday in the studio, right? Is like we are going to reach a point, and you can already somewhat tell that people, if they can tell that you're using AI, they might still comment, they might still mess with it, but they are not going to resonate with it. No, honestly, no matter how good the message is now, because now what they assume is they're potentially being lied to. You know, like I'm very big on that. Like we talked about this, as far as like not getting thrown down the rabbit hole of information. Like Patrick Bet-David talked about this on his podcast. Is just like there was a study done where it said who is susceptible to being brainwashed or being brainwashed by the mob. People are like, oh, 60%, 80%. He's like 100%. 100% of people are susceptible. Doesn't matter how smart you are, anything. You are susceptible of being manipulated by some piece of information. And you agree because it's information you agree with, whatever. And so, like, I think we are reaching a point now where there's not going to be a return because no matter what, people have realized how efficient they can be using AI marketing and AI content. However, I don't think AI is going to be as useful at building a brand. especially a personal brand, because a personal brand is built about people seeing you. So I think it just depends, right? It also depends on what are you teaching. Is it
Right.
your voice and it's just a video? You know, you still had to feed it the prompt, so it's like there's this like wiggle room where people have to decide what are they willing to accept of as fictional, you know, somewhat content.
So I'm glad you said as far as personal brand, right? That's more in the lines of, you know what I mean, using AI automatically to build it with minimal
Yeah.
touching, right?
Yeah.
But here's really, I mean, from my point of view, here's how you can use it to build a brand. And this is where I want you to kind of go into like the systems thing, right? Like having a system built, you know, behind you, where like a lot of the day-to-day stuff, the emails and everything else is all automated while you have the free time
Yeah.
to build the brand yourself. Like take those reps, get on camera, build your brand while AI is taking care of, I would say 40% of your day-to-day stuff.
For sure.
So if you want to elaborate on like how it's helped you, the business, to help delegate, to help, you know, take care of the day-to-day stuff so you can take care of other stuff that you've been wanting to do, you know?
Yeah. So I think like when you're first starting out as a business owner, it's your baby. And you want to be involved in everything because you want to ensure that like it's done right or whatever, right? And that makes sense, but it also comes down to like control. And what I've explained to people is when you're building the systems, it's gonna take a level of control you have to let go of, you know, and also realize that ultimately like customer service doesn't mean like feeding people like bullshit sandwiches, right? Like I hate that. Like we were talking about yesterday, is, you know, like I'm not gonna write a long ass email to like fucking jerk you off, you know, because I want you to feel. No, I'm gonna do exactly what I said I was gonna do in an excellent manner, fast, efficient, and in quality. And so efficiency, you know, like it's like so our clients right now is we used to have to. When the episode got done being edited, it would get uploaded. Then someone had to let the editor know, hey, this stuff was uploaded. Then once the editor got done editing it, he had to let the admin know so that he could let the client know. Hey, and then he had to type, you know, and granted he had a template, but still he still has to go in his email, write this template, make sure it's right, boo boo boo. Well, now all that's automated. So now from the second that the episode is uploaded, it automatically messages the editor. When the editor uploads the final edit, it automatically messages the team. But it also sends it to the client automatically. So we've removed an entire step. Well, what that now allows us to do is save time rather than do it, and also not stressing about it. Because like people don't think about like the stress that comes with having to do those little administrative tasks that move the needle for your business. So like I was talking to Don and I told him about it and he's like, oh, you just reminded me. My editor sent me a thing last night and I haven't even sent it out and it's the end of the day. I was like, exactly. All that can be changed and automated. And so like that helps me as a personal brand now because like I upload videos for you guys or for the team for like my stuff and it automatically lets the team know. And then they get it done, right? But if you're a personal brand, you got to use things like schedulers. You know, like I was talking to Billy last night and he's like, oh, I want to schedule out 6 months of content, but Instagram will only, or Facebook Meta will only let me schedule out a month. I was like, then use High Level. Like High Level, because it's not attached to the platform, the content lives on High Level and it just pushes it. You can schedule a year out of content if you want to. And he was like, oh shit.
Yeah. Even for like, this is great for like companies and businesses that are preparing for, you know, special events and holidays.
Like
right?
campaigns.
Yeah.
You can build a Christmas campaign 6 months out.
Exactly. And that way you don't have to scramble around, rush, and get it out there.
Yep.
It's already in there, ready
Facts.
to go.
And you can use AI to help you know what's trending.
Exactly.
To build the campaign.
Exactly. So AI has a lot of like functions that you use. Like I'm learning while you're learning. Like, you know what I mean? Even though like I'm off to my computer doing my own thing. Even with editing, right? Like I've been editing videos for a long time, and I use a program called DaVinci to where like editing a podcast, I could take this podcast, put, you know, my audio with my video, Cam's audio, his video, and it'll chop it up for me. Now, as an editor, I go through it to make sure like it's chopped up and making sense, because that's the whole thing, going back to knowing what you know. But it saves hours of work. You know what I mean? Now you have time to play around and you know, put your lower thirds in when it needs to be put in. You have time to do transitions. You have time to work on that intro. You know what I mean? Like you can take the time that it took you to chop up that whole podcast, mistakes and all.
Yep.
And delegate those tasks to, you know, how to make it look a little bit more special. You know what I mean? So AI has helped me out in that aspect. And like after like watching you, you know, create these systems to make it easier, you know, for all of us to be a well-oiled machine.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It
Focus,
really,
Daniel-san.
focus. It really like helped me to really focus on what it is that I needed to do.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I mean, I don't want to, you know, toot my own horn, but I've been in my creative bag
been in your
lately.
bag.
You know what I mean? So,
Well, it's because when you remove all those other little things that you no longer have to worry about.
right.
Like, you know, being a content creator, especially one like realistically, most content creators, they're not doing it because they want to do it for free forever. You know, there's a whole bunch of other things that go into like once you really start trying to make money when it comes to content creation. There's contracts, there's having a business set up, there's financial account, there's all these things that can like bog you down. And that's why I'm like a real proponent of like you gotta have a team of some sort. Like, and they don't even have to be in person, right? Like we still use virtual assistants because they are an integral part of our team, but I don't have to have an office space for them. Yeah. You know, they work and they make things happen overseas, and you know, they're happy because they get an awesome wage because it's American dollar. We're happy because we're able to execute on things with help, and we don't have to manage somebody in person, right? Like those are things that add up, and those are all things that require energy.
Yeah.
So it's like, how can you build a team around you that helps you save energy for the things that move the needle?
No, you're correct. And one thing that you forgot to say, we offer virtual assistants at L3 Media. So we will put the link below, and we can get you set up with a virtual assistant. Like
discovery call.
Exactly. With that being said, like when I first came in, like I can actually talk to you guys as a solopreneur. You know what I mean? Like I thought that all I needed was my skill and that was it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
I just
like,
needed more money.
Like I just need to make more money. Like I was chasing money. You know what I mean? Instead of making money while I wasn't in the room.
Yep.
You know, when I came aboard.
All aboard!
All aboard! Oh man, my voice cracked.
Oh,
it's like I'm going through puberty.
Girlfriend.
But when I came aboard, I got a chance to see like how important virtual assistants are, bro. It took so much. Just this little effort took so much off of my plate. You know what I mean? Like you have.
So if you don't mind. Let's talk about what you were doing when you came in.
Okay.
Are you down?
No, I'll be transparent.
About the podcast?
Yeah, I'll be down.
So tell them about, so obviously, like we said before, I found you because I saw your work on Instagram for the podcast that you were helping out, right? And, you know, I invited you in because I wanted to learn more about you, see what you were doing, right? And at that point, you kind of told me how you were trying to survive, just like any other solopreneur. Like, and I think it's important to talk about that. So yeah.
Yeah. So before I came in, I'll just call myself a freelancer, like freelance photography, freelance videography. You know what I mean? And for those of you that don't know, like it's a lonely road out there. You know, the concept, the idea, it sounds great. Like, oh, I'm gonna own my own business.
Sounds amazing.
I get my LLC, but what
Everybody's
you
gonna give me all this money.
yeah, everyone's gonna give me all this money, and we're all good. But if you don't have systems in place, like you're fucked.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's one thing like we don't understand as you get into this entrepreneur role.
Yeah.
By the way, like I think that word is just thrown around too loosely.
It really
it's
is.
like content creator.
I fucking hate it.
Having systems can help you with so many things. Like, I mean, being by yourself, you have emails that you gotta, write out. You're the marketer, you're the creator, you're the editor, you wearing all these different hats and you're wearing yourself out. We had a conversation the other day about like, you know what I mean, the shoot that we did on Saturday and how it was easy for me to go in with the system.
For sure.
To go in, create the content for the client, go edit it, and then have it delivered quick.
24 hours.
Yeah. If I was by myself, let's say, for instance, I was by myself, I had to do the whole thing by myself. And let's say I had another shoot on top of that day. So it didn't take, I was there for about max 3 to 4 hours.
Yep.
Right. And then I had to go to another shoot and I had to do the same thing. Multiply that by 5.
Facts.
How fast do you think you would get your content done or the content done for the client? It would take days, weeks.
You didn't have to schedule it or anything.
No.
Schedule it, take payment, none of that. It was just like, hey, you good? I'm good. All right,
Yeah.
bet. Be here at this time. Go.
Exactly.
It was rap.
So long story short, I came here and my eyes were open. I was a little reluctant because like Cam said, like sometimes, it's your baby. And like,
Well, people are full of shit.
yeah.
I mean, let's call it what it is. It's just because like 80% of people these days, like they'd be like, oh yeah, we want to do this. And it's like, but they're not actually like down to do it.
No. They just want to hear themselves talk, to be
Facts.
honest with you. And we ain't got time for that shit. But I say all that to say this. When you're starting off as an entrepreneur, know that there's a lot that goes into it. All the unsexy work, the back end work. And by having virtual assistants or using AI for some of that work can help you achieve some of your goals and at a minimal price.
For sure.
Yeah,
I mean, you can set. I mean, so like just some like quick strategies, right? As far as using AI to help. And a lot of people like some of these things will be like, that's not AI. It's all AI at this point. Like scheduling links. That's a big thing. We use High Level. We'll put a 14-day trial in the link below. But you can schedule up a funnel that shows all the different services you have. You can set up specific calendars based off those services. You can set up pricing in there. So it's like, hey, I want a 4-hour shoot on this day at this time. And you didn't have to do anything but provide that. And now the person paid the deposit. They already booked their appointment. It already sent you notification. Like once again, and all you have to do is show up at that point. Where I think people get reluctant is they don't know how to set up the systems, or it seems like a daunting task. And don't get me wrong, it lightweight is especially if you don't really necessarily know what you're doing. But once again, something that AI can help you do is you can literally tell it, hey, I'm trying to build systems that will help me be more efficient as a solopreneur.
right.
I'm using this system. I want to make it this easy to go from client sees what I have to offer to there in the studio or whatever service you have buying from me. How can I make this as simple as possible if it's just me and I can't afford any other people? And AI will write that. They'll step by step that shit for you. And granted, sometimes it'll tell you that you can do things that you can't, because that's happened to me. But like, it's rocking a good 90%. I mean, that's an A, bro. People don't think about that as like, oh, well, it's not 100. Motherfucker, you ain't 100.
Exactly.
Like, what are you talking about? Like, but I'll take 90% 100
All day.
all day, bro. And you know, and because it spurs that creativity now of, oh, this is possible. And I think that's where it's like you have to use it in tandem with like what you got going on.
Yeah, but you also have to know what the fuck you're doing.
Yeah, you know, and YouTube University, that shit's free.
It is. It is.
So is Instagram, Facebook. I mean, there's a lot of stuff on there that's pretty dope.
There's a lot of information on YouTube and Instagram, but there's also a lot of people that are just saying shit just to say shit.
I mean, 100%, and that's
Yeah.
where you have to use your internal index, right?
No, for real, for real. So, is there anything else that you wanted to cover, or?
I mean, at the end of the day, we're gonna talk more about AI, continuing, right? But as a solopreneur, as a business owner, you're not gonna run away from it.
No.
And I think too many, you know, and I get that it's also like we talked about this morning, like you gotta put your ego aside.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people haven't implemented it because they don't want to look stupid. You're not gonna look stupid. This AI stuff is literally within the last 5 years being accessible to the general population. Like, it's all good, bro. Like, it's in infancy. So is, you know, and so is a lot of the information, and it is moving rapidly. So it's like, if you don't want to get left, like you gotta get your shit together, or suck it up and hire someone to help you do it. And that's like, and we'll talk more about that business stuff, right? But a lot of it is, you have to invest in what you're trying to build. You're not there are no shortcuts to success. Stop thinking there fucking is. And it's like, it's hard and it's frustrating, and you have to be willing to do what you have to do.
Well, I mean, I think people look at the one-offs where like,
yeah, overnight success, right?
Like, oh, so-and-so made it.
Nah, bro.
But that's not the case for everybody. It doesn't work that way. Like, you're going to have to grind it out. You're going to have to, you know, again, push your ego aside and learn something new. One thing I think businesses fail at is not being willing to change. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like the Blockbuster Netflix thing, right?
Facts.
Blockbuster had the opportunity.
Fucking hella,
to do
hella
the thing.
did.
And then they said, no, we're going to keep it this way. Even though I love the concept of Blockbuster, like back in the day.
Look at Skype.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
It's Blockbuster, Skype, what's the music app that could have been over Spotify? I mean, realistically, a lot of the heavy hitters today just weren't willing. They were willing to change the game.
Exactly.
And there were people in the market who easily could have beat them to the punch
and had the money to do it.
Yeah, I mean, Kodak, same thing. Mm-hmm. Kodak thought that digital, you know, they came up, I think, with the digital camera or something like that. It was either Kodak or Nikon, one or the other. But like, Kodak, I think, was the top producing camera company in the world because they also produced like the paper for. And I believe someone came to Kodak and told them about the digital camera, and they thought, they were like, no one's ever gonna not want to have a picture in their hand. And I think like Nikon was like, or Canon was like, I'll take that shit.
Or hold my beer.
Hold my beer. And look what happened. Kodak is like, you know, now they're considered a second off brand, lightweight, you know, as far as things are concerned. And it's like, it takes a scary, not scary, it takes being willing to be scared.
Yeah.
And people don't like that because it's uncomfortable. You know, like, you have to be willing to put yourself in a position where you might take a fucking L. And you got to get over it, because that L can turn into a dub real fucking quick.
Real quick. And basically, like, a lot of people, they're afraid to take that L.
It's all fear, man.
Because they're like, I put all this work into it and it failed. Well, a lot of the greats have put a lot of work into certain things.
Hella.
They weren't an overnight success.
Nope.
They put in the reps. They had sleepless nights. They didn't know when they were going to eat next, but they did have a vision.
Yep.
They're like, this shit is going to work. And I think a lot of people don't want to think about that unsexy part.
No.
You know what I mean? Like, it could fail, but what if it doesn't?
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? So, I'm good on this, man. Like, I think we gave our audience, something to digest. You know
100%.
what I mean?
And we're going to talk more about this.
We're definitely going to talk more about this because we have a lot of stuff going on. Make sure you join our community. We have a community now called Elevare.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like, it's a group of people, like-minded folks that are here. They are all about leadership, optimization in business. You know what I mean? And we throw a little, you know what I mean, like a curveball, meaning me. We talk about the whole marketing, AI with using AI with marketing. We talk about, we're going to be talking about some filming stuff too. So, you business owners or you solopreneurs or entrepreneurs, just get on board. We'll leave the link to our community, Elevare. At the bottom, check it out. It's a 7-day
free trial.
7-day free trial.
Yep.
So
it's leadership of self, leadership of your business. Just optimizing a lot of things. And honestly, even if you're not a business owner, it's where, we have a lot of experience in there on just how to lead teams.
Exactly.
And what I would say is that, I hear the phrase a lot, like-minded people, right? And I both agree and disagree with that because I think if you want to be around people who are like-minded in a sense that they want to grow, but not that they have all the same ideas.
Right.
And so I think that's a really good way to describe what we're building is we're building a place where everybody has the goal of growth, but everybody has different information to bring.
Oh, of course, 100%. Being in the group, I have learned a lot about leadership.
For sure.
What I mean? Letting go of the reins. I had a problem. I'm a control freak, not in a toxic way. But I'm a control freak, and it took a lot for me to let go and let people train people to do these tasks that I'm already doing. And I did have a proud dad moment this week.
You did. You've had two times.
Like, this is pretty amazing.
You're pretty happy.
So yeah, sign up for Elevare. Don't be a bitch.
Don't be a hoe. Share the show. Shout out to Andy Frizella.
Yeah. I didn't mean that. I kind of did.
But that's what we got for y'all. As always, Post and Destroy. This is where you can come to learn more about content, business, what's going on in the world of AI, and honestly, just us talking shit about how to be better.
Yeah.
So with that being said.
And also I like to add, we're like the uncles that the family kind of hide people from.
Yeah, they hide people from us.
Because we have foul mouths.
I'm okay.
So, hallelujah.
No, you gotta do your thing.
Okay. But anyways, I would like to take the time and thank each and every one of you guys for taking the time and watching this episode. You guys could be anywhere in the world, but today you decided to be right here with us. And for that, we thank you. Make sure you like, you subscribe, and click the bell so you know every time we drop a new video. And in the meantime, in between time, holla at your boys. Peace.